Hey, before we kick things off, I want to talk about the presenting sponsor of this show, and you guys know that's Miller Lite. No matter what team you're rooting for, there's one thing we can all agree on, and that's that football season brings us together. A connection like that deserves to be celebrated with a light beer that's just as great. And at just 96 calories a can, Miller Lite is the only light beer you'll want to celebrate with all season long. Isn't that right, White Sox?
That is right, Ed. We have Sydnie Wells joining the program today. Ryan and I, Chief, are going to be heading down to her farm in a couple of weeks to...
couple of nature beers,
kill some deer and drink some beer amongst the deer.
Yeah,
nice.
Beers and deers.
Yeah,
can't wait.
That's got to be an all-time great beer.
Well,
why don't we make that? Can we make that
you got to
t-shirt?
hunt responsibly.
Yes, hunt responsibly.
Deers and beers.
Deers and beers.
It's deer.
Yeah, it's true.
What?
Deer and beer.
Well, it does that. Fine, whatever.
That's just
one deer
beers.
and one beer.
It could be multiple individual deer making it deers.
That's true.
Or deer apostrophe s. That works.
It
True.
belongs
Deer's
to the
beers.
deer.
Yeah.
Deers,
Yeah.
beers.
Well, you'll get
You know what
one.
I love about it?
Yeah.
It tastes like beer too.
Oh yeah.
That Miller Lite always tastes like. I love it when they taste like
It
beer.
does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
So make it Miller time all season long. Get Miller Lite delivered right to your door when you visit MillerLite.com/Redline, or you could find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Just make sure you celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. On that note, bang, bang, welcome to the mid-show. As you heard in the ad, Sydnie Wells is joining us because we got to put her on the witness stand about something.
Dun, dun, dun.
She's been nervous all morning.
Yeah.
Welcome,
She has.
Sydnie.
Well, Eddie's been walking by just smiling every single time he sees me. I'm like, why do you keep smiling at me?
Oh,
That is a
that's-
fair.
He does
that's,
that.
Yes,
He does
that
to
is
Dave,
very
too.
fair.
That drives him
very
up a
fair.
wall.
Yeah. I'm like, why do you keep looking at me? I'm just eating my Chipotle, and Eddie's just like a drive-by.
Eddie's little
Yeah, he's scheming and conniving, and
Yeah, he's
got
up to
Can't
no
just
good.
be
He's up to
in
no
a
good.
happy mood.
No,
Well, I
thank
don't
you.
know. It's just like,
Thank you,
yeah, you
Ryan.
see each other and you're like, hey.
But Sydnie, we don't see you ever.
I
You
know, it makes me feel so good. I have like a serotonin boost.
Yeah, see?
But now are you up to no good? Because now it makes me
you
feel
got,
bad.
Honestly-
you got the Grinch smile going.
Yeah, I thought I just want to fuck with you. I have nothing for you besides I heard that you hit a 250-yard drive, and I was impressed by that, so I was like, I want to talk to Sydnie.
You bragging about me?
I was insane, fucking impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to golf.
It was 247, I think, like 220 on a fly.
It's pretty good.
I was stunned.
Why were you stunned? You doubt her
Well, she
athleticism?
was. No, I've seen her swing a bat, so
Yeah.
I know she's an athlete. Obviously,
She also
has great hand-eye coordination with the bow and everything. But she was
and
in.
pulls it back at a
Put
bigger
your-
weight than ours, like double. I think she's.
What do you use?
What,
I
like
think I
weight? My
use
draw?
70.
No, you don't. I think you. I think you guys
you
are at
don't.
55. But that's okay because it's the muscle. Like I pull back bows like every day.
Yeah, you got better muscles than us.
I guess.
Just that, you know.
You throw harder than Dave too.
No, she doesn't.
Even now?
She might. Actually, she absolutely does.
Wait,
right
did
now.
you hurt your shoulder again?
It's getting better.
But when did you hurt it again?
I mean, I heard it once.
Well,
and
okay.
it's
Yes, he
still
heard
hurting.
it again. He'd heard it last week, Thursday or Friday.
Oh, thank you.
Throwing wiffle ball to
Yeah.
Brandon
Yeah.
Walker.
Translator
Oh wait, I
Eddie.
saw that on Twitter.
Yes, he did.
I didn't. That was so dumb of me. I do a lot of
Were
dumb.
you just trying to throw
chuck
a
a wiffle
wiffle
ball
ball?
is so horrible for your arm.
Yeah, with no weight.
Yeah, with no weight, it's horrible.
That's
for your
just
arm.
like
Is
you
that
just
how
gotta.
Mark Pryor got fucked? Is when they were making him throw the
the
towels?
towels. Maybe. Nah, he had a bad motion.
And he slid in a second.
And he
got
was juiced
smoked.
up
and he got hit by a
yeah,
lion.
in that
Yeah.
elbow. That was the linchpin
He
on
had
his
two
career.
bad freak injuries.
Yeah.
That's why he got fucked.
What is he doing?
He's
now?
coaching for the Dodgers.
He
really?
was with the Padres for a while. But I
yeah.
think he's with the Dodgers now. I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Remember when they got him and they were like, he'll never get hurt because his mechanics are so perfect?
Yes,
That was,
that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a long breakdown of Chris Sale's biomechanics based on
Where's that video?
no, it was a blog. It was years ago. I doubt it's still you could find it, but I was terrified of Chris Sale because he had like obviously lefty, but same exact like
Wiry
all
ass,
that
yeah.
fucking torque you put on your shoulder and elbow. It's just so bad for you. But he lasted until the Red Sox hit us.
But back to your injury, that's where you got to just lose the dick measuring contest once in a while. Because how it
it was
happened.
Brandon Walker.
Yes,
though.
that's how it
was
happens.
Brandon
Well,
Walker.
yeah.
But why don't you just throw junk? Like, because it's wiffle ball.
I didn't know how. I
So
was
did you
trying
strike him
to-
out?
Yeah. Well, Eddie called a ball on a pitch right down the middle, but yes.
It was borderline.
Oh, wait,
It was
so
not-
he's walked.
even Brandon Walker called it a strike.
Yeah, it was a strike. I'm sorry. I just want a full count. I thought that'd be more interesting for Me personally.
Wait,
How
so
do you feel about that, Dave? Cost
Bad, I mean,
But he was
And his
pitching.
shoulder.
He was pitching to me earlier, and you didn't hurt your arm with me.
I wasn't chucking.
Yeah, you were.
full
Like,
speed.
he was really. He
I
was
was
throwing the
rearing
ethers.
I'm
up.
surprised you feel like you need to throw full speed to strike out Brandon Walker.
I just
That's
wanted,
almost
it was,
an admission
I
of guilt.
also wanted to intimidate him a little bit. You know,
I was
make him
hitting you
look-
pretty well.
You were.
Yeah.
But yeah, no more wiffle balls. That like I saw that. So we had the Loyola basketball, a couple of the players in here Monday morning, I think it was, and I saw them chucking the wiffle ball around. I'm like, do not fucking do that. You're gonna hurt yourself before your fucking top 10 matchup Thursday night or Wednesday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like wiffle balls and snowballs. Don't ever throw them.
Snowballs, huh?
snowballs.
They tell you not to throw snowballs if you're
Really?
a baseball player. Yeah, like don't touch snowballs. It'll fuck up your arm because they're like a good snowball's way heavier than a baseball. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
And the
Really?
wiffle ball is literally nothing.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well,
Got to myth bust it.
yeah.
I mean, an ice ball.
I think it depends on the wetness of the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah. How-
Sydney, have you ever done anything like that? Like throw snowballs at cars or something? I have a hard time imagining you being like bad.
She's
No.
a cow tipper.
No, I'm not.
How dare you?
Get the hell out of here.
You went cow tipping?
No. Do you think I would cow tip?
I mean, I
so
imagine that's
fucked
what you do where you're from.
I do
for fun and
know.
stuff.
When I was younger, I threw an egg at a car. I know it was horrible. It still haunts me.
How old
I have
are
a
you?
hard time
Like
picturing.
really,
I mean,
really little. I don't even remember. I just remember the egg hitting the car. I think I
21.
threw it or my friend threw it. Either way, we ran inside.
In the country, is like cow tipping the equivalent to the city's like graffiti artist?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's cow tipped.
Really? Is that a myth? Is that like people
No, I
actually
think
don't?
people do that because when I was in nursing school, like you get a background check to see if you can even like take your NCLEX or become a registered nurse. And somebody literally didn't get into the nursing program because they were like cow tipping.
really?
You get like arrested for that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
mean, it's kinda
honestly
fucked up.
always.
Animal
Yeah.
cruelty.
Can they get up or
Animal
no?
cruelty. Yeah.
Can they get up?
I don't really know. Yeah. I mean,
Of
yeah.
course,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that was
cows.
always the myth. Like, oh, if you tip them over, they can't
Well,
get up.
isn't it cows that can't go down the stairs? They can only go up. So like that'd
so,
be like
yes.
a senior prank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I remember
Yes,
hearing that.
yes.
Yeah.
But I think they can, but they're just afraid of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am too sometimes.
Or they're just or maybe they'll just flip over.
I always
their
kind
balance.
of assumed that it was a wives' tale. I don't think like you would need multiple people to do it,
Yeah.
right? Like how much is a cow? Like 2,500 pounds? Like a full-grown cow?
There's got to be a video.
I don't know, man. If you just get a running start and body check that thing,
No
I think
way.
you're just dropping like a sack of bricks if you run into a cow. It's like running into a wall.
I don't really know like how people look it up.
we
How do
pulling
people
it
cow
up.
tip?
ask Sydney. She's the most
She's a
experienced
cow
one.
tipper, yeah.
Yeah.
Sydney
How
was
do they do
I
it?
do it all the
offended by
time.
it,
If you were to tip a cow, how would you do it?
hypothetically speaking.
I
don't want to watch this.
Yeah, I actually want to see
I'm
it.
curious.
Of
There's
course,
there's a
everyone's-
ton of YouTube shorts on it.
Oh, no, I hate cows, not just dogs. See, this is where the rumor just gets absurd. Got nothing against cows.
You're not a big wildlife
That's not
guy
that's
in
that's
general.
not a big ass cow.
that's one of those what's the cow? They're like $5,000.
a heifer.
Those guys. No, those
bred
those
cow?
Oh,
ones.
those Highland cows.
Yes, Highland cows.
Yeah.
I want one.
Is he
I want a
gonna do
baby
it?
donkey. I've decided.
Why?
I don't know.
Really?
I just get targeted with baby donkey videos on Instagram, and they're so fucking adorable.
I don't
like
know if
little
I've ever
puppies.
heard of anyone.
You've never seen a baby donkey?
I've never heard of someone getting targeted baby donkey.
I get
videos.
it's all baby animals, but baby donkeys are the ones in particular
Sydney,
that,
tell him that's dumb as shit.
that I.
Where are you gonna put it? Is Ace just gonna love that?
Yeah.
You gonna throw it away
This
once it gets older?
This guy's really committed. Yeah.
So you like baby animals? What happens when they grow up?
He's just
No,
fully committing to. He saw Shrek one time. Now he has to own a donkey.
It's Michael Scott. You know the adoption process takes 6 months. Oh, I won't even want a kid by that point.
He probably won't. What else is new, Sydney?
We could always just drop it off your grandpa's place.
Yeah, we can just keep it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of cute though when you have when you get a horse. Some people get donkeys, and then, so they have a buddy. And then when the horse goes to ride, the donkey just loses his mind because his buddy's leaving. So it's cute when they come back and they, I can't eat on.
Yeah.
They like freak
Is
out.
he or a donkey?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that real though?
What?
Did they really make that noise?
Have you? Oh, yeah. It's like a.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
And
like
it's a-
they
Have you
say
ever
bow
seen
wow.
Have you ever seen a
Dogs don't say bow wow.
That's like the most rarest.
Yeah.
It goes like bark, arf, woof, woof, bow,
Bow
wow.
Why is it a
Bow
thing?
wow
then?
wow,
Someone tell me why.
B-O-V-A.
Why was bow wow ever a thing for dogs?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
That is a great question.
Wasn't
Thank
there
you.
like a movie?
There's
a
little Bow Wow.
But he got his name from the dog sound.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's
I
a
don't
dog.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They do make that noise though, donkeys.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of adorable
Imagine
when they
you
do
should-
it.
They
It's like
do.
a laugh.
Have you ever seen a donkey video?
Not particularly.
Lance, pull up baby donkeys and tell them they're not the most.
He's
like,
taking
tell,
a picture.
Tell me they're not the most adorable things on earth.
Baby donkeys?
Yeah,
They're actually kind of cute.
they're so
Yeah,
cute.
we're like, see,
Remember
this
in
is-
Nebraska when
Yeah,
you tried
but-
to pet them and you got electrocuted?
Yeah, I do. That was horses, but yeah,
How'd you get electrocuted?
electric fence.
This is
I
where
got
I,
it zapped.
Dumbass.
this
No
is where
big
I
whoop.
get shit on for Michael Scott being cliche, like him being a little cliche baby donkey guy.
Why is that
so,
cliche? Who's ever said they're?
I've never heard anyone
I
be
feel
like,
like
I love
that's-
Yeah,
baby
baby
goat.
goats, like goats
Goats and donkeys
shit,
are different animals.
they're pretty similar.
They're,
I feel like they kind of act
yeah,
the
they're
same.
both hooked.
Yeah, thanks, Sid.
Yeah.
Sydney, animals person, case closed. Pretty similar.
They act the same. The baby.
What
the
kind
baby,
of?
The baby goats they use for like, white girl yoga and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
But they don't do that with
That thing.
donkeys.
He's adorable.
Oh wait, that's kind of cute.
yeah, he's like a little baby
I
dog.
No,
Oh,
dude, that
one.
guy takes bad shits.
Yeah, once that thing goes through puberty, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
No, they're still cool.
Wait, it's so cute.
Hell no.
All right, just
I don't
kiss
know
the
about
donkey's
that.
asshole.
See, this is the problem with YouTube videos now. Sorry, spit everywhere.
We got to do shorts. Shorts only.
Yeah, look at that little baby.
I'm getting waffle fries.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Fuck
yeah,
no.
I don't fuck
Hell
with that.
no.
I kind
can't
of
deal
like
with the little
the
kick.
llama or the alpaca in the background better.
Do you got any llamas down there?
Got any
Llamas?
llamas?
we have no llamas.
No llamas?
Dude,
No
alpaca
llamas.
scared
That's
the shit
not
out
a crazy
of me.
question. You have everything else
Guys,
down there.
wait, llamas.
true.
Rudy literally told me yesterday that him and his dad, when he was younger, would backpack like into the mountains of Colorado on llamas.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard him say that too.
I did not know that.
Oh, that's a thing.
But with Rudy,
Oh, well, he's from out there. Rudy could say anything. I wouldn't be surprised.
I was surprised.
That's like to get like supplies up. I know they
Yeah.
do that on like Everest. They have yak. They
Don't-
just strap them to yak and
Yeah.
have them walk
Yeah.
up.
Well, and they do that.
I was just surprised that that's what Rudy
That's
has
what
done.
Rudy did specifically. Yeah.
I've seen like hunting shows where they do that too, where they bring a pack animal and then you go and get your elk or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
and
like
they
that's
help
big-
you get the meat out.
Big time, they will backpack with horses.
Do you think the llamas or the horses that are the pack animals, when they can sniff out that you just killed an elk and they're like, man, what the fuck? Why would you kill that? They're kind of
No, I
cousins.
feel like they're kind of dumb and
They're dumb?
mean.
And mean. They don't give a shit.
Doesn't like llamas spit on you too?
Yeah,
It's
they
like a
hawk-
camel.
They
Yeah.
hawk a
That's-
mean little.
do they?
Yeah, they're
Wow.
kind of like they
They're
get
known
like
for that.
ticked.
Really?
Yeah.
Haven't you ever seen that? They do that.
I
in,
know.
I
Right in
heard
your face, like when-
camels,
What was
but
that
not-
kids movie that you liked?
Emperor's New Groove.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
With the
Oh, no, I
button.
never
Yeah.
seen that.
You never seen that? I thought
No.
we talked about this one. on
I
show.
thought we have too.
Yeah.
I think Carl was
Pull
big.
the
I think that was
lever.
him.
Okay.
He was a big fan
You
of
know?
that.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Yeah.
Pull the lever.
It's a good one. I don't
Is
remember
it
that line.
Pull the lever.
But it's Putty. Putty is like the main voice.
Patrick
Or one of them.
Warburton.
Whatever his name.
Yeah.
is.
You know what's a
Putty.
really good like Disney movie? I don't even know if it's Disney. Probably Madagascar.
Oh,
Haven't
yeah?
seen
Never
it.
seen that one
DreamWorks.
Are you kidding
Is
me?
that DreamWorks?
Thank you.
DreamWorks and Disney like the same?
Mm-mm.
No.
Wait, you guys have not seen
no.
Madagascar
I thought-
with the little like? What
Yeah,
is
Oh,
yeah.
I'm thinking Pixar.
it? Is it a little monkey or
The lemur.
lemur when he
Yeah.
just does all the?
I like to move it, move it.
Oh, not that one.
That's from Madagascar.
Yeah, that one's from Madagascar though. I feel
Oh,
like
his little sidekick. You mean? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What
I
that's
just
called.
love all the Madagascar memes.
You know, the only things keeping DreamWorks alive is Shrek, Monster for DreamWorks,
Yeah.
Over the Hedge. That's not even notable.
Well, DreamWorks is who released Ants the same time as A Bug's Life for Pixar.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I saw both of them in theaters. I remember.
Yeah, that was like a big rivalry, like No Strings Attached and Friends with
Friend-
Benefits.
Yeah. Who did the B movie?
Oh, that's a
That
good
was
one.
Seinfeld, right?
Well, yeah, but it was a Pixar or DreamWorks.
No, it's. I can name every Pixar. It wasn't Pixar.
Yeah, it wasn't Pixar.
Okay,
I
so it
know
must have
that.
been.
Yeah, that's a fact. This fucking donkey, Dave, it would just donkey kick your sports bar TVs off in a second. You know, you'd have no
I know.
TVs left.
Ace would definitely be shitting his
No,
pants all
Ace-
everywhere in your
My
apartment.
dad's got neighbors with horses, and Ace gets along with the horses well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I want to bring him to your place in 2 weeks.
You should.
He would be perfectly fine there, but I've never I brought him to Starved Rock a couple times, but I've never brought him out in the country.
And he's good with
fucking love it.
dogs.
Yeah.
You don't wanna
loves
do
dogs.
that.
Yeah.
Jack, you know how Jack is.
Yeah.
He's just a little
He would,
He's
brat
Jack,
sometimes.
No,
but
don't say
70
that.
pounds.
Oh my gosh, he's territorial.
do all dogs have Lyme disease?
No,
I don't know. I haven't
No.
heard of that.
no, that was random.
That was the most random thing I've ever
That's
heard.
why you gotta
You
have
have like a sneaky obsession, phobia with Lyme disease.
Lyme disease.
do.
No, because that's why they get treated, obviously, but also, I mean, you don't want to get Lyme disease. They can die instantly.
Are
Not
you-
instantly, but you know what I mean.
Are you asking because you think a dog is bound to get a tick in it
That's what I'm
at some
saying.
point?
Yeah, so dog, like you're
Not
like
all
Jack,
ticks
your
have
dog Jack.
carry Lyme's disease.
Well, they have medicine.
amount.
You get like tick and flea medicine every
yeah,
year.
every month. I
Oh,
give my
really?
dog tick and
Yeah.
flea
Have you ever had a
medicine.
dog?
I mean, it
What
wasn't
kind of
mine.
question is that?
It wasn't mine, but I did.
He doesn't like dogs.
I know that.
That's not true.
But think of that sentence you just said.
What?
It wasn't mine, but I did. Did you
wasn't-
ever have a dog? It wasn't mine.
You
But I
weren't,
did.
you weren't
I'm not
responsible
claiming it.
for it.
My sister went to college.
Yeah, I know.
She came home. She brought home the dog. So it wasn't my dog. I mean,
So no, you've never had a dog.
That's fair.
like
with that.
not my
Like,
personal responsibility.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I had
But
the
you did
same
not
thing
have
with
a
the dog.
childhood dog.
No, correct.
So dogs, not all dogs have Lyme disease because they get treated every month.
Got
Or you're
you.
supposed to get treated.
Are you? Is that a fear for you?
Lyme disease?
Like, yeah, going in the woods all the time.
No, it's not a fear. I mean, every single time we're in the woods when it's hot or warm and the ticks are out, I always check, but I'm not really
Really?
afraid. No.
Like, how do you check?
You just get in the shower, you look in the mirror.
But by
you-
that point, they might already be in your skin.
They
little
don't
deer
burrow
ticks.
like I
they can
pulled ticks-
burrow, but
They don't
Deer-
go into your skin though. They bite into your skin and you.
Their heads go in.
Yeah.
They
Say
don't
you
go
get one
in.
on
Their jaws go in.
the bottom of your back. How you seeing that?
I would look in the mirror or have.
You're
I don't
not
know.
seeing a little red dot. You're right. That's a rational fear.
That's what I'm saying. Are you like? Have you found a tick on you before you had to?
Oh, yeah.
I've
Yeah.
found ticks
I'm
on
not
me
afraid of it, though.
1,000 times.
But
Oh
you're
my
not
gosh.
afraid.
No, I'm not. But listen to this. I had a friend. She's from the city, so I don't think she's ever seen a tick. Well, I had a friend who has Lyme disease and lives literally in the city. She didn't even know, and
You
she's
can get it as an STD.
What?
what?
Yeah. Lyme disease can be transferred
Sexually.
sexually.
Since when?
The beginning of Lyme disease.
Does Nicky Smokes know this?
Why would he have to know it? Because he's slinging that dick around?
we did a podcast with him earlier, and there was a joke on the show. But yeah, shout out Nicky Smokes. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I
There's
didn't know that
something
either.
called a Borrelia in semen and vaginal secretions. So there you go.
Yeah, but
That's
how rare is
crazy.
that?
I don't know.
Probably pretty rare.
No, my friend's dog. She sent me a picture. She's like, my dog has all these warts on her. And I'm like, dude, that's a tick. And she had like 15 on her because they get big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
They
they
can
fill
get-
with blood.
they can get
yeah.
really big. I mean, there's
found
different
them on-
types, but-
Yeah, on my dogs before, and they're like little fucking spider.
They're gross.
They're so gross.
I'm surprised you're not afraid of them.
Oh, I get if I've pulled ticks off myself because I grew up next to Fermilab.
Yeah.
And not that means anything to anybody, but it's just nothing but woods. And I would take my dog back there, and I'd have ticks on myself all the time. And you pull them off, and you freak out for a second, and then once you realize, all right, it's just not gonna kill you, probably
But they,
most
like-
likely.
No, it's gross.
They're,
Yeah,
when
you gotta
pull
pull 'em
'em
off with
the-
tweezers.
Yeah, or when
Their jaws are like fucking insanely
yeah,
strong.
But like that feeling where you get them,
yeah.
it's like, ugh. It's gross.
When I was little, my
yeah.
dad and my mom told me when I was like 2 or 3, I pulled a tick off of my dog, and they were too late,
And you ate it.
and I ate it.
Oh,
Did you
maybe
pick
you
your
have
nose in
immunity.
it?
That's why you don't have Lyme disease. You just have immunity.
I was reading this morning that
Mobius?
Ugh, that fucking grossed me out, Sid. I could have done without that story.
Sydney playing Fear Factor by herself.
Jesus, Sydney.
that in parts of Korea, North Korea, so
Heard it's lovely this time of year.
It was a story about this this North Korean who was trying to get over the line of demarcation,
Yeah.
and he was just dodging all these bullets from all the North Korean soldiers. Got over, got shot a couple times, survived, and they tested him, and he had developed immunities for anthrax. Yeah.
Wait, what?
I swear to God, I just read
because
this
they just
morning.
have it there?
I guess I'll find the article and I'll send it to you. But I read it and I'm like, that's pretty fucking wild.
That is.
So
Just giving the whole population anthrax.
I saw like on the History Channel one time, this guy would intentionally inject himself with snake venom to develop antibodies
Immunity?
for it. Yeah,
So, you just got to do it little by little and not enough to kill you.
I guess. Yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
guess.
That's
This goes
weird.
back to the Marilyn Manson rib thing. We're just, hey, people are going to be injecting themselves with venom at
Yeah,
home.
right.
Word.
Yeah, put
Don't
up
do
a
that.
disclaimer: do not do this.
Dude,
Don't do that.
Don't eat ticks.
You should instead inject yourself with Portillo's.
Nice.
Always
I
sounds good.
injected myself with 2 Italian beef sandwiches with jardinere and sweet peppers last night, Ed. And I could have done 3, but I'm
Dude.
trying to watch my figure.
For a catering spread, that thing looked beautiful.
That
They're-
cheese fondue fountain was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
they're
That cheese was
everywhere
incredible.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Texas, Florida.
Yep.
Is that crazy?
That's great for you on the road. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
can always
know.
find them. Yeah.
I know.
I almost
Little
took
taste
a.
of home.
I
Should we
heard that
go
some
find a Texas
Midwesterns are
one?
like mad because they're like Portillo's is ours.
I want to spread it from sea
Yeah.
to shining sea, a manifest destiny of Portillo's food, because it is that good.
Yeah, it is really good.
It is.
I like
yeah.
the cake shakes.
Yeah, just cake on the end of the table. It really
yeah.
was a great
I almost
presentation.
cannonballed right into that cheese fountain last night.
It was great. So yeah, they got spots all over the place now. Italian beef sandwiches packed with jardinera, to charbroiled burgers hot off the broiler. We're talking cheese fries, onion rings, chopped salad, chicken tenders, and of course the beloved Chicago style hot dog and their famous chocolate cake shake. That's depth.
That is depth, brother.
That's depth.
Beef flat hot, cheese fried Coke. You
Go
know
get
it.
yourself some. Portillo's, it always sounds good. Visit your local Portillo's or go to portillos.com to order your Italian beef or Chicago dog or cheese fry or cake shake for pickup or delivery.
Don't forget the burgers, Zed.
Or F all the above.
Yes, all the above.
Get it catered.
You guys are going hunting next week. You could have saved this till next week, but I never know when you're here or not.
I know.
So I wanted to. Is there what's the preview here? What's the odds that these guys get a deer next weekend?
Or do a plexico burris.
Yes, I hope. Well, where it's bow, right?
No,
It's
it's
rifle
gone.
season.
You guys are going rifle?
No, I don't want to do rifle.
No, don't do rifle.
No, well, I guess you don't have to because you can get a gun tag, and you can archery hunt, but you have to have a gun tag during gun season. But I think it's good odds because last year they came. Did you guys come twice or just once?
Twice. Yeah. Ryan's like 0 for 5.
I know.
Yeah, thanks, Sid.
But
You missed already though.
What?
You missed though.
Not with
Not
a
last.
bow.
Not with the bow.
I had one shot from 50 yards the first year.
Do not miss your chance to blow.
No, I think it's. I think it's gonna
This
be.
opportunity lasts once in a lifetime.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm going to get one this year. I feel good about it.
I feel good about it. They're coming at the right time. It's the rut. Just like hit the rut is when they're.
I saw your dad's video.
Yeah.
Is that when they're super like horny?
They're
Yeah.
horny. They're
Gotcha.
chasing does. The does are hiding in the woods. So I think it's going to be a good year. I don't know. There's a lot. We're going to go to a specific farm where I've been seeing a bunch of deer. I just really want to get Ryan one. If Dave gets one, yay. Ryan, we got to get him one.
What if I get 2 and Dave gets 0? Oh,
Then you win.
all right, good.
Objectively, who is a better hunter, Ryan or Dave?
I go off on my own now.
When?
Does that mean
Plenty
you're saying?
of, I mean,
Chief
not
can't?
with Sydney. I've gone with Sean alone, where Sean's not a hunter.
I don't know. They both need work.
All right, what could Ryan do better?
We're 2 animals apiece so far. I got 2 turkeys. He got a turkey and a deer. We're 2-2.
Fair.
What's harder, a turkey or a deer?
Deer.
By far, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Well,
definitely.
Well, I mean, we were hunting in Nebraska. There's so many freaking
I don't know.
turkeys.
I called him in.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I wasn't there, so I wouldn't
You
know.
were with that like 15-year-old that time. That you weren't with Sydney, so that
Yeah,
counts.
but he knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he did, he did.
He was a smart
He was
kid.
a 15-year-old boy in the woods with a gun. How do you kill a turkey?
With a
Shoot him
gun.
in the
With a
head.
gun.
Well-
It was like the gun that I had. It felt like Goldeneye, where
Okay.
you like look through the sight and it had a little red dot on
Yeah,
the sight, and then you just like aim it at its head and blow its head off. It was like
It was so exciting.
super easy. Yeah.
But yeah, we want to have them kill a deer.
Can we do a bet for who
Yeah, we
gets a
can.
deer?
Well, that's what we did last time. I ended up eating a bite out of the raw deer heart.
That is
Yeah.
true. He did. We
Yeah.
can. I mean, Lance would have to search for that. It's towards the
I think
end
it's on
of.
my Instagram.
I show so many people
It is
that
on my
video,
Instagram,
and
too.
they're all dying laughing every single time.
Which video?
Well, I guess all three. There's like it's a series at this
Yeah.
point. It's an out of office White Sox Dave Chief series.
It's a great series.
It's
I'll
honestly,
send it
to you, Lance.
and this is with all due respect to like rediscovering America and all the game shows. Going and doing the outdoor stuff with Sydney is the best. It really is the best.
Yeah, you just get to like kind of chill, get off the grid. The
Yeah,
opposite of the
that's
other
what
shows.
it is.
I didn't even think about this, but the first time they hunted with me, Ryan was explaining, Chief Ryan, whatever you guys want to call him.
Whatever you wanna
I call him Ryan.
Brada boy.
Ryan, Prada boy. He was talking about your like enhancing your senses. Which I honestly didn't really think about that
it
before.
definitely does.
Yeah,
definitely does.
I mean, you're using your sight, your vision, your hearing, your smell, maybe.
It's all senses that like we don't use in the city really. Like you obviously use them, but like you're hyper using them in when you're out there because you have to listen to like twigs cracking 50, 100 feet away, and you hear sounds that you didn't know existed. All sorts of birds. They saw a bobcat.
Like you're not. That's why you get so tired.
No, I
Just
know.
'cause you're like
it's overtime. Your senses are just
stimulated.
firing on all cylinders, and you get back. You know, you're not moving an inch. You're just sitting there looking straight.
Are you
And you
showering
get
with
back.
deer piss?
No,
No.
Good question though.
I actually
Why not? Don't people do that?
People, yeah.
really?
People,
I got yelled at for
not, like,
this
shower-
because of you.
I can't find it.
Like 6-8 months ago, I had a friend over who hunts, and I just washed my hunt. It was after we went somewhere.
I do it
just
all the
watched
time.
you because you told me. I'm like, how do you wash this? Should I wash this? Do I just leave it?
People are like very stingy. Some people are literally like spray their clothes down, put their clothes in certain areas, have to take all their clothes off before they go places. We don't do that.
Yeah, I just literally wash them like I wash any other piece of clothing.
Wash it. I mean, some people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you do that. But I mean, I still kill deer.
Yeah, right. I got like
Everybody does their own thing, which is fine, but I don't think you need to.
I just need one to come close. The only time one came close was that one that was like not eligible.
Or how about when those bucks just ran through?
Yeah, that too.
We have to get you guys, we have to go online and try to get a buck tag before it sells out.
we can do that right after the
firearm
show.
season, they sell out like,
Really?
But you can if you
because there's
have,
a limited amount of numbers.
But if it's bow, you can just do it forever, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're not bathing in pee?
No.
Damn.
Have you ever?
No R.
No.
Kelly showers.
No.
I thought
No.
you were more
Your dad-
dedicated.
The one thing that I'll do, because we can hunt with a decoy, which we won't when you guys are there because it's past that time, we'll spray the decoy down so they don't go upwind and smell our scent from touching it. There's a lot of stuff that goes into hunting.
Yeah.
There was that other one we watched. It was at the last hunt, and we watched them come across that field like they were 200 yards away, and they got to like maybe 60, and then the wind shifted, and they just took off.
Yeah, they knew. Yeah.
And it's like, God damn it, like the wind.
Can't
Yeah.
do it.
I was out with Alex Perrick, who's a friend of hers, and they were off in another part of the farm or whatever, and we were in a ground blind, and it was maybe 5 feet tall, so I couldn't even stand up in it. And so you're sitting there, you're hunched over for hours,
Yeah, we did
and
that
your
too.
legs are like, they get tired and you get uncomfortable and everything. And I had a buck.
And it's bow season.
Yeah, it's bow season. I hadn't even used the bow to shoot at an animal yet, and I had a buck tag. She allowed me to shoot this particular buck, and it was maybe 15 yards, perfectly broadside from me. I pulled up the bow, and I was about ready to draw, and as I was drawing the arrow, as it's sticking out of the other end of the bow, barely flicked another arrow that was just leaning up against the blind. Lance wouldn't have been able to hear it from there. And that thing fucking perked up and took off. That's how quiet and motionless you have to be.
Your guys' first time, were you ever like the Wesley Snipes meme, just pointing the gun and crying at the same time? Do it.
Oh,
When he missed, he was like, mother.
Yeah.
The first time I had a deer down sights, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, it is kind of fucked
Yeah.
up by you, Dave.
Yeah, don't be watching
No, I
Bailey
did it, though.
beforehand.
Not for Sydney, you were born into this, but these guys like Animal Lover Central, like them.
I still love the animals.
Yeah, so do I.
I love the animals more than they do.
Ed, that animal would have died naturally. It would have gotten just
Ripped apart,
dismembered
hit by a car.
coyotes, or suffered through a disease or something. I gave it a clean death, an honorable death, and then I ate it.
Yeah, you probably saved someone's Toyota.
And
Word.
Exactly.
And on a serious, probably yours, on a serious note, like you do like get a better appreciation for them when you're watching them for hours and hours and hours and hours. So it's like I like deer now more than I did before I started hunting.
Completely.
Yeah.
Can I set up a terms for the bet?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, you can propose it.
I'll propose terms.
Yes.
Okay. I've wanted to make this a terms for a bet for a while.
Oh, of course, it has nothing to do with you.
Oh, maybe this is where the smirk has been. He's been just
His wheels are turning.
Conjuring. Yeah.
Let's hear it, Ed.
Well, it would be unfair if you were involved.
no, just these two.
All right. Whoever gets more deer or whoever loses, you have to get a shipment of shirts, and you have to be the guy with the stick of shirts and sell them outside a game for one day.
Oh, I would do that.
I love
That's
it.
can you keep the profits?
No.
Why not?
Because then you're winning.
Yeah, then you're winning. Yeah,
You still have to stand outside Wrigley Field.
Doesn't
with a
matter.
fucking
Profits.
thing of
We'll
shirts.
donate it right to our
To what?
our merch fund, or we'll do something with it.
Merch fund.
Yeah, well, like we're gonna
You don't
get
need to
merch
donate a
send
couple
us-
of $100 to a merch fund.
You're selling shirts, David. We're gonna give it to the
Oh,
people.
like-
Yes.
oh, okay,
Like
okay,
Barstool
okay,
shirts. Yeah,
okay.
we're not selling like Wishfest shirts that've been in the old office for 2 years. Like we're selling, like you're gonna go sell.
yeah,
I
like,
was thinking of like
No.
going
Yeah,
to
you
like
want the
print a
Dick-a-Fake
tee for
shirt.
five
Yes,
$5.
no, like you're gonna go sell like
Sell the team.
Bridgetown Bombers sell the team
Yeah.
shirts, and you're going to go sell Bedard shirts.
Yeah, well, I got to do
So,
a Bedard
yes.
shirt.
I
Yeah.
don't know. We can think about that.
You guys just going shoulder
I
to
would like-
I
shoulder.
think that's a good bet.
It's a great bet.
I like
However,
it.
I would like to.
How long does he have to be out there?
Hold on.
Because I'm going to win.
Don't let him get you with this. He wants to propose it as we speak because he has nothing to do with this bet.
Because
it
it's-
has to be a 3-way, like winner loser.
Why don't we
between
do
the
like
three
a
of
foul
us.
shot competition?
You don't have the yips.
Or if neither you kill anything, then
Or
Eddie,
we both do.
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
both
For
do?
how
Or if
long?
you
No,
both do.
because they're doing Photoshop pictures and shit. I'm not.
No, we're honest.
No,
We're
I only
honest.
trust Sydney in this room.
You don't trust me?
No one else.
No.
I mean, you would know if it was a Photoshop picture and all that.
Sydney didn't.
Or what if it
Well,
was?
She did 2 minutes afterwards because he is no fun.
Or what if you took?
Yeah,
she was-
can we?
She was about to
Everybody
cry.
listening, if you think that Dave killed a buck last year, because some people still believe that, it didn't happen.
It was a fake pick.
He got me bad, and Ryan thought they were gonna get murdered, so he had to tell me early.
Yeah.
Fellas, I think this is like a good thing for the office, good thing
Content.
for the show, content.
Why don't we do?
Yeah, I think that's great.
I like
thank
the
you,
idea,
Sydney.
but I don't want you to be left out. So
Yeah,
why don't we
that's
do
what I'm
a
saying.
3-point contest or a foul shooting contest, something like that?
I'm the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
So
Clearly.
I think this bet is between two good old hunters. Get your Elmer Fudd hat and win the contest if you're afraid.
I don't know if that.
Do you know why they wear orange?
No, why?
It's not. Well, it's to because you would think that like, what's the point of camouflage if you're wearing bright orange over it? It's obviously the deer. Like you would think that the deer see. Oh look, there's a bright orange. So they only see in shades of blue. Is it
I don't know.
blue? Or it's blue. Or
They can't
gray.
see it.
They can't see it. Yeah, they
Interesting.
can't see it.
So why not
But,
just go all orange?
It's for hunter. You have to have 50% of your body or something covered
It's
with
like
orange,
50 or 75.
something like that.
It's like a hat and a vest,
yeah.
It's a
and
fun
it's
fact.
so nobody shoots you during gun season.
Yeah. So it's
Oh,
to
fair.
warn other hunters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
so
thought
it's a
about
safety
that.
thing. Make
But
sure
I
nobody's
always, I'm
shooting in the
like,
direction.
What is the point of all this camo? Like it looks sweet, but
Yeah, I'm looking like
know.
a highlighter out here.
right.
Seriously though.
Yeah, we could package this as more of a Barstool Outdoors bet, so that Eddie doesn't have to be
That's what I'm
involved.
saying. I'm not an outdoors guy. I try to catch rats with Sydney.
I
She
would
pulled me
love
off.
to see Ed in a tree
We're
stand.
gonna still do
I
that.
would
I know.
love to see Ed in a tree
I
stand.
try to go with Tommy. She
Wait,
she
I have a new
booted me.
proposal. So I was on. We were just talking about this. I was on the Meat Eater podcast with Steve Ranella, and they were talking.
Huge.
That's awesome.
They
That's
were-
awesome,
Thank
yeah.
you. It was so exciting. He's really awesome. But they were talking about how it's actually a thing now that there's people hunting rats in the cities, like an actual thing. People are like actively doing it. I think with
Do you-
dogs.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
I would think we should do that. I think
I-
there's
We could
probably,
do that with
Man.
our bow, right?
I pitched
Well, I
this 2
don't-
years ago. Sydney's,
Yeah, but now there's people in the cities with dogs. Like we have an outlet. Like they know what to do.
you don't like you didn't
This
like my
part of
contraption
town-
idea?
This part
The
of town.
trap. Yeah, we could trap them.
Let me pull this up.
You just got Alexander Graham Bell. It took your
This is-
invention.
the guy-
I swear.
Wait,
like,
what's your invention?
This part of town is like the rat capital of the world too.
The guy that lives in the unit underneath me, he has a nice ass Acura, and he stopped parking in our parking spots because rats. He was parking right next to garbage cans. I had the buffer of his car, thankfully, but rats chewed through all the electrical wiring.
Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
Really? That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, of his fucking expensive ass Acura. So yeah, I'll go fucking shoot the shit out of rats. We have the bows. We can just do it.
Look
right?
up Call of the Wild Man or Turtle Man
So-
catches rats.
Oh, Turtle Man. So why he does that
I
too?
love Turtle Man.
Wait,
Didn't he die?
no, he's still
He's still
alive.
Yes, this is it. So look at how he did this. He made this contraption for the people listening. He laid a blanket down. He covered a blanket with peanut buttered bread, and then he let them all storm the middle. And then he pulled the rope, and he caught them all in a sack.
Like a bushel of
Yes,
of
exactly.
rats.
It's incredible.
Dude, Turtle Man would literally kill like 5 coyotes with his hand in exchange for a baked cake.
You could you could scroll up, Lance, because I don't know how much we could play.
That's his
But,
buddy Squirrel.
Yeah, that's
I don't
funny.
like rats.
You could scroll up. You could even keep going. So here's his contraption. So you see,
So these rats have
Are they
no
like?
fear of humans.
Are these like pet rats?
no, these are bad. Like this guy's an exterminator.
These are called
so yeah,
marsupials.
But why were they crawling on them?
because they're I don't know.
They're colonial rats.
Yeah. All right. So here it is. You keep going, Lance. And you could honestly
Jesus.
just go to the end and see like what happened. This is what I wanted to do with Sydney.
This is what you want to do?
Yes, I want
All
to.
right.
Wait, this is easy. I didn't know what you really wanted to do.
This is,
Oh yeah.
This
now
is
the
Wait.
Turtle Man. Boom.
So are we just
That's what he
gonna?
does.
We're
Live
gonna
action.
sit there. We're gonna go outside of the office and just sit there.
Yes, we're just gonna sit there. We'll sit in my car, and we'll just fucking we'll just pull.
There's
the
your
rug on
outdoors
these
episode,
fuckers.
Ed.
That's
You
a
got-
quick video.
Wait, let's do that. I didn't know you wanted to do that. You
That's
never
it.
showed me that.
Then what are you
That's-
gonna do with them
so you've been
afterwards? You
thinking
gonna
of,
poison them or
you're like
something?
you thought I was a weirdo saying.
No, I thought you were gonna do like traps, and I was like, we gotta get like.
Really?
I didn't really know.
No, that's all I
I've never
want.
seen that.
That's a great
That's
idea.
great.
How many
Let's
times
do
thought
it.
Eddie was requiring a specific type of trap. He doesn't even know that exists.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
know
he used like a bed sheet and
That
some
would be great.
sandwiches.
All right, bed sheets, some sandwiches, and some maybe like just fishing line or something.
Yes,
Go on your
exactly.
Tesla. And,
Yes, exactly. That's
And
all
then-
we could do.
okay, let's do it.
And a nice rat stew after.
Yeah, well, no, we'll take them right to Dave's house. We'll let them loose.
Yes.
What?
But yeah, so what happens when we actually catch them?
We'll
That's a good question. Yeah.
we'll put them under
No, you
Brandon
bring
Walker's
them to
car.
Rieger and let them drown them all.
Yeah.
They are pests, though, right? Technically, you should just roll them over.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
best.
haven't you ever seen Ratatouille?
When I was in Canada, I was in Calgary, south of Calgary, Alberta. And they told me, somebody can fact check me, but they told me that I think in Alberta they're like non-existent because the government just completely wiped them.
Rats?
Isn't that
How?
what we're trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, there's a feral cat that lives in my fucking deck.
Dude, feral
swear to
cats. Also in New Zealand.
Black as fuck. I walk by it every morning and it jumps off my.
Oh, you never said
Dude.
So I was getting
That's great.
like farm fresh dog food.
Fuck.
Well, it freaks me out because it's bad luck.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
have you had any bad luck
That would
lately?
explain everything.
everything. Yes. But I got a order and it was $200 of this like bagged farm fresh dog food or whatever. And I ran out of freezer space for it because you're supposed to freeze it. So I put it on my deck and fucking next day that cat, I thought it was rats. That cat ate every ounce of this fucking thing. This dog food.
In New
And
Zealand?
it was like a third of the box, but
When I was there, they were having a feral cat tournament.
how do you do a tournament?
Killing feral cats.
I literally said on the show.
I'm not even kidding.
It's
I
like
said on the
fucking-
show Tuesday. They're one of the most like widespread animal there is in the United States, right? And
yeah.
I heard
100,000.
no, like I heard they're bad.
That was Megan.
That was Megan's
And
estimate.
I heard they're bad,
How
and
many
like they
kittens a
should
cat
be
can have.
killed. But America sees cat as such a loving animal.
I don't.
Like if they went and went about this, it would be like an uproar.
In New Zealand, they were literally having a big old tournament. I think it was money to raise for like a school. And they had to cancel the tournament because people were actually shooting like collared cats, like pet cats that got out of the house. But it was a full ass tournament with rewards. Like I think the guy shot.
We should start a rat killing tournament like that.
Yeah.
For the city.
Yeah, for the
We
city.
could be like a union. They need that.
So what do you know like?
rat
Like, lower our
killers.
taxes or we're going to stop killing all these rats.
Rat,
Yeah.
the Rat Workers Union 134.
Yeah, old Scabby.
Your neighbors, like he's up next. Like you're up next.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true.
Like those rats are just gonna.
I park literally like it was my car, his car, then the garbage cans.
Yeah,
So
those boys are gonna have a feast with the ultimate.
maybe they isn't Nissan Acura anyways? Isn't like Nissan?
I think they're usually together, yeah.
well, they're
like
the
a
same
dealership.
Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah, I think you're right.
Lexus and Honda. I want to say like
I think it's
Lexus
Lexus
is the
and
nicer
Toyota.
or Toyota.
Yeah.
is the nicer version of Toyota, and then Acura is the nicer version of Nissan. I want to say, but anyways,
I think you're right.
I think it just knew that was the nicer car. The rats.
Hey, here's
tough.
what you could do.
Yeah.
That happens, it'll be a good thing because we'll get you a Chevy.
Perfect.
about that?
Perfect.
Chevy
Chevy
Land.
drives
I've been
Chicago.
honestly, for this exact reason, I need a Chevy. Is I need those rats to just total
Yeah.
my car so I can go and get.
That's
a
why I
Chevy.
was going to take the rats. Me and Sydney are going to take them and
Yeah.
just throw them all in your electric.
Yeah,
I would
and-
love to see Dave battle his insurance company over a rat claim, though. that would be great.
And-
but yeah,
Would he win?
no, Dave has never won against insurance.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
It's undefeated.
That is true.
You need a
And-
Chevy.
And you know, rats don't eat
Yeah.
junk food, so they won't be going for that Chevy because
That's
it is
true.
not junk.
Yeah.
So, Chicagoland, your local Chevy dealers want you to know that the time to buy a new Chevy is now. Whether you're looking for a car for you or the whole family, Chevy has a great selection of SUVs of all sizes with sleek and comfortable interiors and top-tier technology and safety features. Go check them out.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
I'm going to Florida this week. I'm getting another Equinox. I'm addicted to the Equinox.
Shout out to the Equinox.
Yeah.
You can check out the latest offers on the Equinox, the Blazer, and the Trax and find your local dealer at ChevyDriveChicago.com. Yeah, like we said, it's that simple. We're gonna mess up Dave's car, and Dave's gotta get a Chevy. That's
About
just all
damn
there is
time.
to it.
Wait, so you've lost to insurance before? And you like
A handful of times, yeah.
like doing what? Did you?
Well, one guy ripped my mirror off my car. He was a construction worker that was like at the old office for some reason. We exchanged contact info. His insurance company would not cover it, and
You were
then
too
he
nice.
stopped.
You were too nice. Credit to you.
I'm such a pussy in those situations. I'm the biggest pussy of all time in those situations. Like he obviously didn't try to do it, so I'm like, oh, no big deal, no big deal. And then like, as he's giving me the runaround, I'm not like, hey, motherfucker, like I don't have that bone in me.
Danny had it that day.
He did. He was more pissed than anybody. And it was
Well,
that
at
car.
first he's parking in our spots, and then
Yeah.
he does that, and then it's like that's not how life works. Like no one means to get in a car accident,
Right.
and for you to not even pay like half, get the fuck out of here.
That's a good point.
I
Nobody
mean,
needs to get in a car.
He lived.
Yeah.
It's an accident for a
Because we
reason.
exchanged
I've been there.
info and everything. Not that I would ever do this, but he lives like 5 minutes from where my dad lives, out in the West Burbs. So I could have theoretically
Your
been
dad
like,
will
hey,
kick his ass.
he would have.
I was
If it
so-
happened to him, if it happened to me,
I was so
fuck off.
pissed because I had told him the day before, stop parking here. He does it the day after, and then he ruins Dave's car. I'm like,
Oh, he parked in a parking spot, and then what did you do?
Ours.
Back up?
Yeah.
It wasn't
Ripped
his
the mirror.
either. We had two spots at the old office, and he
in the
was
back.
in the
Yeah.
spot.
yeah, a Barstool spot.
And then did he
Danny
back up?
told him
Yeah,
not to park
backed
it.
off and ripped the mirror off.
Oh, so Danny was pissed.
I-
Probably pissed at you for not being pissed at him.
Well,
And then for
I
the
gave
next
it to
4
him.
months, when we walk into the office, we could just hear Dave on hold with the insurance company.
Yeah, trying to get it fixed. I ended up paying out of pocket.
Nah, I thought you got a stoolie to hook you up.
No,
Oh,
That's crazy. Though.
I
thought you had a hookup.
no, I used the old mirror. It would have been like $800 to fix it or something, but I found a place to do it for like $250. They used the old mirror and just replaced the bracketing or something. I don't know, whatever.
Nice. It's not bad.
All right, then we could switch over to a little Red Line Radio segment.
Sydney,
you
get the fuck out.
You can,
All right, boys. Thanks.
Thank you, Sydney.
I tried to make a bet, by the way. Everyone heard. Everyone listened.
Oh,
These guys were
you
too
tried
afraid
to make it
listen
because
to
you had nothing to do with it.
Hey, you know what?
Okay, listeners, comment below. What do you think?
No, that's a great bet. It's a fantastic
the
bet,
bet.
but it's
Yeah.
it's for the three of us for something.
I mean,
You know what, Eddie?
We'll
you
make
and
a
I
bet.
will make a bet on the side about them, like betting on players.
sure. Yeah, we could figure
We're not going to
something
tell
out.
you either.
Yeah.
First
Bye.
touchdown, first kill.
Unbelievable.
Have fun.
Thanks,
Is that
Sydney.
Thanks,
funny?
See you in
Sydney.
2 weeks, Sydney.
I'll see you after.
See you next year, probably.
Hopefully before that.
Yeah.
You'll see me after I kill a deer.
See you in February.
Hopefully, yeah. Bring that up here. We got all that freezer space now.
All right. Obviously, we got to start with the Chicago Cubs. Insane move.
Insane.
Insane move on Monday or Tuesday was that?
I think
Monday.
it was-
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fired David Ross, hired Craig Counsell. Pandemonium in the baseball world, really. It's always fun when your team is in the middle of like,
Yeah.
Of any, yeah. I mean,
the-
the hot stove.
yes.
The hot stove.
and not just the hot stove. We're talking the blue part of the
Yeah.
flame.
They,
Yeah,
they,
at the
they,
very
they
beginning, yeah.
ignited it.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
hit the switch. They hit the lighter
They
button.
sure did.
Yeah.
I mean, to say that anybody could have seen this for coming,
No.
in the least is crazy.
Did you guys read the article on how it came to be?
No.
No. tell
So,
us.
Cubs front office, they had no. This was an ESPN article or whatever. They had like no anticipation that he would be considered a free agent, past the ability to past the time limit for them to ask for Milwaukee for permission to interview him. And as soon as November 1st hit and he was still technically a free agent, they're like, holy shit, like we should swoop in here. And they kept it insanely secretive. Like only Jed Hoyer knew about it. Not even like his underlings until like the very last minute because he didn't want any leaks
Fuck
out of
up.
respect
Yeah.
to
David Ross.
yeah. Like, hey, like, so they like met they didn't meet in Chicago or Milwaukee. They met in another city. So people wouldn't see him walking out of like the Hilton or whatever.
Or at the,
yeah.
the Mars Cheese Castle.
Yeah, wherever they were.
Halfway in
Yeah,
between.
the halfway in between.
But is that respectful to David Ross? How often does it happen when a hiring is announced before the firing?
But you would imagine that
they
told
him before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before it was announced
Right
for
here.
sure.
Thanks to sheet guy
Brian
Brian.
Knight. Shout out Brian Knight's always giving us
Yes.
Yes, the man.
Shout
We
out
don't shout
Brian.
him out enough. But
We
he's the
don't.
man.
We don't. Yes.
He wrote here that Jesse Rogers said Jed Hoyer flew to Florida to tell David Ross he was fired. So obviously he knew. Yes.
Yeah.
That has to be like if you're David Ross, like, hey, I'm coming down to Florida. He has to be like, oh fuck. You know, like you guys not flying down in November just to.
I mean,
break
maybe he
bread.
was just like, "Hey, I'm in Destin here with the family. You want to go to
Wanna get a
Cheesecake
beer?"
Factory?" Yeah, exactly. Like, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, sure. Like, well, let's talk about 24.
Yeah, what do we think?
Let's do it. Shohei's available.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
It's like-
actually,
Do you have any interest in going back into broadcasting?
Yes.
Because we got Craig.
It's,
$8 million a year
like-
is a lot. It feels like for a manager. What's the normal?
So Craig Counsell was intent on becoming a free agent by all accounts because he wanted to reset the pay for managers in baseball. So everybody assumed that would mean Steve Cohen's going to swoop in and pay him, $1 billion or whatever. But I did see like it's $8 a year for 5 years,
yeah,
right?
$40 million.
It's still not that crazy. So all the Pat Fitzgerald stuff, he was making $8.2 a year.
Fitz
Was
different sport.
Yeah, I know,
It's a
but
different
that's
market.
Northwestern University,
So
of
this
course. But
Counsell is $8 million is the most in Major League history. Joe
Yes.
Torre was making 7.5. Terry Francona was making 4.5. So double what Francona.
yeah, double Tito. So from my perspective as a White Sox fan with their current mess, like I was telling people last night at that event we had at the office, a couple Sox fans, I'm like, dude, I'm at the point where I need every team in baseball, including the White Sox or including the Cubs, the team I hate the most, to be making moves like this as much as possible, just so the White Sox can see the rest of baseball shifting in different directions instead of doing the same fucking thing. I know it's not gonna get through to Jerry or anybody, and it doesn't matter in the end, but like this needs to happen more.
Dave?
More and more and more.
Dave, not even just when it comes to baseball. I hope every person that comes across George McCaskey this offseason, just be nice, be cordial, but a little nudge, be like, hey, see what the Cubs did. Craig Counsell, reset the market. Because it's just refreshing to see one team in our fucking city pay a coach what the top dollar, what they're worth.
And now I know that Cubs fans had a tendency, and this is all baseball fans in general, bitch about the manager. I'm one of those guys that, like, even with Griffel right now, fucking Sox fans can't stand him. Same with, like, not as much with La Russa, he was horrible, but like I don't think managers should matter that much. But what the Ricketts did, they didn't need a new manager. David Ross, like I bet you that all 26 guys in that clubhouse, all 40 guys on that 40-man roster loved David Ross and loved playing for him and came to work every day for the most part.
But how did it go down,
the Cubs fucking looked at that and said, hey, we can make an immediate improvement right now. We're going to go for the juggernaut and we're going to make that move. Yes. It infuriates me that it's the Cubs. It infuriates me that it's the Cubs, but at the same time, like looking at it rationally, that kind of stuff needs to happen more so the White Sox can fucking have their nose rubbed in it more.
It's a fucking baller move by Jed and Ricketts.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Baller move by Jed and Ricketts to make this happen. And like I said, people should be writing it down and throwing paper airplanes into George McCaskey's yard, just saying like, did you see what the Cubs did with Craig Counsell?
Yep.
A coach is worth it.
Yeah.
Do it, George, please.
And to Dave's point, I would say the coach in football matters so much more than the manager in baseball.
So much more.
A million percent.
Yeah. So if like if the Cubs are willing to do that, and I feel like when was the last time the Bears were like, we got our guy, we got the number one candidate that everybody wants? Never.
I mean, Nagy was a good get at the time, given the circumstances, but still, never.
And ironically enough, if you look at the fucking records of the head coaches over the llast 15 years now, since Lovey,
never.
Yeah.
He's been the best one, and he was like the most highly, like Eberflus was. I remember, and I should stop doing this, but I always give the benefit of the doubt with coaching hires, GM hire, doesn't matter. It's like, all right, well, it's different. We'll see.
And it's like they got to know more than me. So they got to know something. They got to know something why this guy from the Colts, who like they won 8 games, is the guy.
Got to think.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Cubs for making that move. I wonder if it was more about, and I think I know the answer. If it was more about like, hey, Craig Counsell can't, like, you can't pass that up. Like, this guy's that good. Or if there really was a lot of fire to the smoke of like, we don't really love what Ross is doing. Because remember last year was always
That
like
was
kind of
always
weird
a
when
whisper,
people, people would criticize him. People like, oh, like, you know, he's fine. Like, it was kind of weird.
Dude, I wonder, because he's so beloved from the 16 team. I wonder if that gave him so much cover that
that's a fair question.
He's a nice guy, and we had great memories with him. Did that give him cover with a lot of the fan base and the media,
right,
to be like, we're not going to be super critical? Because there were like factions of the fan base who are always complaining about David Ross last year, and then I think you want another like two ships passing the night or whatever that expression is. Suzuki makes that catch.
Different season.
They might make the playoffs. The Diamondbacks don't go to the World Series. It's like that play, and then the Cubs probably don't get Counsell. If the Cubs make the playoffs with Ross, you're probably.
I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure.
I think the way the season ended.
I think this is a conviction move, Chief. I think this was Jed was like, hey Tom, like you say you want to win. Here's how we can do it. Here's how we can do it faster. Here's how we can do it and be in it year in, year out. That's what I think.
I think so too.
Because you got to be pretty fucking in your britches convicted that he's the guy if we're going to fire a franchise legend. So
a franchise legend.
I hate that he's called a legend.
I know. I get it. But
he had a legendary moment. He's not a franchise legend.
He had a legendary moment, but he won a ring in a legendary
Grandpa
moment.
Rossi. Yes. He's all that. Like he's a fan favorite, even if he's a bench backup catcher kind of guy.
And him having the manager job like does make him woven into the
big
lore.
home run in the World Series.
Yeah, no, that's his man. It's like Lurie Garcia hitting a bomb.
But I also think the bigger part of this is this a statement of intent? It's like, hey, we felt good about what we did last year with those guys coming along, Swanson, Horner, we got PCA. Do they now like Bellinger? Is he back? Do they go and get Shohei? Like what? Like is this the first move, or is this like their only real move of the summer?
So I wrote a blog about a month ago where I had noticed a lot of Cubs fans bitching about Tom Ricketts. Obviously, I'm going to take exception to that, and I would give it until I don't know, February 1st, whenever pitchers and catchers report or whatever, that the last official day of the off season. If the Cubs don't have, I'm not even going to say Ohtani, but like a loaded fucking roster at the end of this year, someone like that, bring back Bellinger too. Like it would have to be like Soto and Bellinger and like another pitcher or something. But if they don't, then start bitching about it, because that would tell me that we're gonna pay $40 million to the manager because we think he can bring the wins that like a player wouldn't bring for a cheaper rate, right? So like,
or it's a cheaper way to win headlines and sell tickets.
That too.
Could we generate enough interest off of a manager, which they did do last time with Joe Madden, because I personally got fucked on that. They hired Joe Madden and all the season ticket holders started saying that they wanted back in, and that maybe we'll have to see if they actually keep making moves.
Lance, I just shot you a text on that exact note. If you could pull up that tweet.
I think an email would be better.
Email
for future reference.
Email to Harry.
It's already signed.
Kevin's not here. I don't know, man. I heard also in passing that people think that Craig Counsell is a manager who's worth 6 to 9 wins.
That's a preposterous statement. I don't know how you can ever just fucking quantify a managerial win.
Do you disagree with that person?
Then you're saying the manager has no value.
No, I'm not. I'm saying 6 to 9 wins. That's fucking Shohei, Bryce Harper. That's no manager's doing that. That's crazy. I mean, a manager might do that one year and then the next year. I mean, there's so many coin flip decisions. Sometimes you might roll red 7 times out of 10. And the next year it might be 2 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So I don't. What I think he's gonna do. He's going to teach guys like Morel and shit like that, like, hey, this is how you attack. This pitcher's attacking you this way. This is how you combat that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But, like, to me, it's everything other than what he does in the dugout that if I were a Cubs fan, I'd be like, fuck yeah, they're going for it right now. because that's a crazy move that they made.
I mean,
and
dude,
good for them for feeling conviction and going and making that move.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Imagine that. Imagine if we could fucking Shohei too. It would be.
What? Yeah.
I would be so fucking sickened.
So then what? He plays.
Like,
where does he play?
You figure it out.
Figure it out.
You sign him and you figure it out.
that shit out.
Yeah, Dave. But like, is there any sense that this will put any little bit of pressure on the White Sox?
No. He already said we're not going to be shining Ohtani or anything like that.
No, not. I mean, obviously, I never thought that.
Yeah.
No White Sox would ever.
Well, it'd be
fan would
stupid
ever
for
think
them
that.
to like they're in tear down mode again. What did you
Yeah,
think?
but just to see how serious the Cubs are with making this Counsell move, and what the White Sox are just very unserious.
Well, on that note, I just emailed Harry. This is a Jay Cuda quote.
Shout out Jay Cuda.
You sure you got the right email, Dave?
Harry.Bogle?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. This quote made me fucking sick. Or this tweet, rather.
This guy is awesome. I started following him.
I think he's gonna come on the show soon.
Ooh. So it says number of front office personnel.
So research and development analysts and developers. So they got, and I know this because I had season tickets. I'm no longer a season ticket holder, and the season ticket department is calling everybody like fucking crazy right now, trying to get them to buy season tickets for last year. Not many people are obviously budging on that, but look, obviously Wrigley sells itself to an extent, and you don't need as many. You don't need to push sales for Wrigley, obviously, but like look at.
You want to read it off?
Difference. I mean, they can't. Oh, there's people listening. So in baseball analytics department, the White Sox have 5 employees. The Cubs have 34. The Houston Astros have 26. The Rays have 53. The Phillies have 38. In scouting in the front office, the White Sox have 2.
How
the Cubs
is that a real number?
15.
How is that 2 a real number?
The Astros have 48. The Tampa Bay Rays have 11. The Philadelphia Phillies have 15. Ticket sales. The White Sox have 50 people in the front office selling season tickets for them. The Cubs 21, the Astros 29, Rays 28, Phillies 17. So they think the best way to sell tickets based off of this information available to us is to cold call people and beg them to buy tickets instead of investing in a top-notch analytic department and scouting department, which would lead to more wins, which is actually what would entice White Sox fans to attend that stadium.
I have to ask some questions about this graphic because I refuse to believe
It's a bad graphic.
Yeah, he's a big meme guy. This ain't a meme, right?
He in his tweet it's directly from the website's front office staff listings. So he.
But do they list part-time employees? Like they gotta have more than 2 scouts.
No. Of course they have more than 2 scouts.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That would be like the director of professional scouting across America. That would be a front office job. A scout, you're not in the front office.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So that's like the head scouts, the director of amateur scouting, the director of major league scouting.
That seems absurd.
It is
absurd.
It is. That is how backwards this organization runs. They still think cold calling is no. How about like you saw what Steve Cohen, obviously 29 other owners in baseball aren't Steve Cohen, but you see what Steve Cohen has in store for Citi Field in Queens. I don't know if you guys saw that. He's building it out like
a
baseball.
megaplex.
Yeah, like a megaplex. Like this is the most simple little spreadsheet ever created, and it tells you everything you need to know about how the White Sox operate.
Yeah.
And it's just like I want to show this to Chris Getz and be like, how do you plan on putting not just a World Series caliber team, because none of us expect him to be able to do that under these constraints, just a somewhat competitive team considering this.
I thought he had an interesting quote the other day, though. I don't know I don't know if you saw that, but before we get into it, though, I want to talk about that beautiful hat you're wearing, Dave. Danny, you're wearing one too.
Haas.
Shout out to Haas, man. Haas, you got the cologne right there, Chief.
Yep.
Listen, whether you're hitting the gym, going to work, or out in the town, it's time to gear up, step out, and show the world what it means to be the Haas. Born and raised in Chicago, Haas is an athleisure, so streetwear brand that is something for everyone. These hats are great.
The hats are great. The joggers, fantastic. The workout clothes, I wear them every day when I, do my 20 minutes of Peloton. But
Yeah.
it's all great.
Because
It's all great.
they're guys just like us.
Yeah.
Like they came to we had the the sales meeting conference whatever at the new office where we brought through all the sponsors and they were obviously there. They were just stepping up, just bombing balls in the simulator. That's all. Like and
slugging,
if I was if I was on the other side,
beers.
I would have beers and just hit bombs as far as I could. And that's what they are. Like they're awesome guys.
Yeah, just
they're
dudes
the
that
best.
started a clothing company.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm tired of wearing my Edison Park Youth League shirts when I work out, so now I got some good stuff with Haas.
Yep.
Yes. Haas is great stuff. Make sure you guys are checking them out. Go to bethehoss.com to check out their athletic line and leisure wear. Use code Barstool for 20% off the whole store and be the Hoss today.
Don't sleep on the clone.
Yeah, the cologne for
She's been rocking the cologne.
They got pickleball rackets. They got little something for every
Golf collection.
Yes, there you go. There's
Jackson,
We'll do a
rackets.
pickleball unboxing.
Pickleball unboxing right now.
Drum roll.
Unbagging.
I can't do
It's
that.
time for another unbagging.
I just had to struggle with it too.
It's time for another unbagging. Wow. Hoss Co.
Nice.
Beautiful stuff.
Pickleball. We might need to go back to where was it? Elmhurst, the pickleball owner's house, and use those
Highland
Haas
Park,
things.
yeah.
It's a whole different game if you're using that racket, Dave.
It really is. Probably.
Sure.
We should invite them down.
Yeah.
We got pickleball here.
Yeah.
You got home field advantage now, Dave.
So Chris Getz, I believe he said something along the lines of, I don't like our team.
It wasn't along the lines. That's exactly what he said. He said, "I don't like our."
We have a talented group. There is no question. I don't like our team, and we have to make some adjustments to improve.
No,
in 2024.
that his So I saw a 1:30 clip. Obviously, there was much more beyond that, but for some reason they don't fucking post the entire interviews. But I saw that clip and it was it's all just such lip service. Like, we know the constraints. We know the owner already said publicly, which is against the CBA, mind you, that they're not going to be in the top of the pitcher market, which they have Dylan Cease, and that's it. Don't even talk to me about Kopech right now. And then they're not going to be at the top of the hitters market, obviously Shohei, and then anything. So it's like, you know that Stone Cold gif?
Yeah, my favorite. That's my favorite gift. Yeah.
ASMR.
You want it? I have this kind of pipe dream that Dave Portnoy gets so fucking filthy rich one day that he could be the owner of the White Sox, and he just, like, for fun, like, hey, Dave, you're GM. I swear to God, I could fix it
Dave,
without constraints easier than Chris Getz is going to have a job
Dave,
fixing it.
I hate to do this to you, but if Dave Portnoy ever buys the White Sox, I think you're the popcorn guy, not the GM.
Well, I'm
He's gonna
talking.
purposely run him in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad news Bears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He would have so much fun with you, like, lighting
Just
the pinwheels.
torturing
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
Yeah.
You being in the shower.
No, I know that, but of
In
course
left
that's
field.
what would happen. I would
Put
be,
onions on the brats.
maybe I would be allowed to do
Do they
that.
still have that shower in left field?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just shower every pitch.
Hey, that's not a bad gig.
He's just
No.
retrieving balls with a speed pitch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But like, I really do think, like, if Portnoy was like, hey, like, go build the team, I could build a better team than Chris Getz, who's an actual GM, not some fat asshole sitting talking about GMs on a podcast. Then like Jerry Ryan, like, it's impossible. It's impossible for Chris Getz to build a World Series caliber team unless they win a shit division and they just get absurdly hot in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of like the Diamondbacks just did.
Yeah. Who's going to be their shortstop?
Coles Montgomery.
Oh, yeah?
He looks, I mean, I don't even know if the
he
White Sox can fuck him up.
I'm sure they can.
I'm sure they can, and
Yeah.
they probably will. But, like, everything that the White Sox don't do well, he does well without having them infect him yet. He walks he walks more than he strikes out. The White Sox don't have anybody like that. Anybody. They're all just swing guys, you know?
obviously big news. They declined Tim Anderson's option.
Yep.
$14 million.
It's like, if you would have asked me a handful of years ago how I'd react to Tim Anderson's end as a White Sox, assuming this is the end if he doesn't come back for a few million to play second base or whatever, that I would have been like, fuck, this is so sad, end of an era. That guy may get a statue one day. Best era. And I was so like, oh, whatever. Peace. See you later. Like, they need to cut all the fucking losing. Like, Tim Anderson individually, obviously this year, awful year, but is an awesome baseball player. And he does got great hands at shortstop. He just does dumb shit at shortstop that leads him to be a poor defender. But like Chris Getz said, individually, there is talent on that team. Eloy Jimenez, I know that they're going to fucking trade him this year, and he's going to lead the league in bombs next year. It's just something that I've already kind of accepted will happen. But all these guys, they're just losers. Like it's Luis Robert and 39 losers right now. Obviously, there's exceptions to that rule in that 39, but that's what it is. So many guys that just play losing baseball, and like Chris Getz talk about cleaning up, like. You are who you are. Like once you're a professional athlete, obviously there's development and a curve and everything, but like how much coaching can Chris Getz do?
Not Getz.
Or the staff that he's gonna is assembling right now. What are they gonna do to Eloy Jimenez for him to quit being a pussy? You know, they are who they are. Get rid of them.
I do think, because I think you see this in hockey a lot, and then Jordan said it in the documentary where he's like, sometimes, you know, Scottie Pippen, he'd talk about Scottie. I think Scottie's still mad at him for this fight, but like he said, you had to have guys that would drag Scottie into the fight, and once he was into the fight, he was like a guy that you wanted, but he would never do it on his own. And I think that you can have a culture that kind of like, hey, if left to my own devices, I'm going to be a pussy. Or if I'm in a pussy culture, I'm going to be a pussy. But if you're in like a good culture, like a winning culture, you know, like
definitely.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think there is something to that. Like I really think it all went downhill with like that La Russa hire. Like they felt like a different team, a different energy the year before than they did.
Completely.
Right.
Completely.
So you say a manager isn't worth 6 to 9 wins. I mean, he's probably worth that La Russa hire might be worth 100 losses.
Yeah,
you know,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I get it, but like everything that the White Sox do right now, every single thing, like from a front office perspective, I'm not talking about wins and losses. Like I'm riding it out until ownership changes. That's all. That to me, that's all you can do as a White Sox fan right now. That is all you can do.
Or you just gotta fucking hope and pray that these guys wake up one day and they're like, hey, we're professional athletes. We gotta fucking play like it and like give a fuck. And like no, but
I thought that was going to happen after the All-Star
break.
break last year when they were like they looked like shit, but they were still in it because the division was weak. It's like, all right, let's put our foot on the gas and go win the division. And they were the worst team in baseball in the second half. One of them, if they weren't.
I think that like this group, it's this funny thing is like all the guys that made everyone so high on the team are all still there except for TA, right? No one else left from.
I mean, Giolito, Lynn, yeah.
But Lynn was a
little later, yeah.
But Gio certainly was part of that group. Mm-hmm. But it was like, all right, we got all these guys, and it's like we're all going to be awesome together at the same time. And it's just like they're all still there. They're just fucking like Moncada. They're like, what are they gonna do with him? Like he's a fucking bum. He's a bum.
So Chris Getz, this is up for interpretation. I don't know exactly what Chris Getz meant by this, but he did speak about Moncada. Would that have been yesterday or whatever? But he said like Yohan Moncada, which he is objectively an outstanding defensive third baseman, but he's like, yo, there might be times next year where he's playing second base, left field, right field, first base. He said, I'm wondering if they're just going to pay him $25 million, and Getz is like, no, he's $25 million utility guy now. Like that's the deal. If you want to win right now, he's on the bench and until he proves otherwise, you know. So they got one more year him, assuming they can't deal him this year, which I doubt they'll be able to do. They're not going to find someone to take him for $25 million, and then they wash their hands of him. Like, man, like that. Although everybody was beating their dicks, myself included, about all the prospect rankings and shit, and those guys were just fucking pussies.
Yeah,
that's what it boiled down to. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I blame Reinsdorf for a shit ton, but the players are.
I feel like a tiger can't really change his.
That's what I'm saying.
Sense, though, man. They all got paid really early though, so they all got kind of fat and happy. If at some point you're like, hey, you know what? Like I need to fucking figure it out, or it's going to be a quick.
But I don't think those guys
contracting out.
Yeah,
like there is a sense of like
he's in a contract year. I could see that. I could see Moncada. This is his last year.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see him.
Yeah, watch him go out and hit 300 again like he did 2019.
Which would be great, because then you trade him at the deadline without having to pay him. Yeah.
That's what people are hoping. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's best case
But, like,
scenario.
the worst thing that Getz could do is, like, he gets off to a great start, and then they sign him in June. Just like,
Well, they got a player option next year for him, too.
Okay, all right. A player option or
team option, rather, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hendricks, Clevenger as well.
I would have. I mean, it was a player option for Clevenger this year, or it was mutual, and he declined, so it didn't matter. He was their best pitcher last year. Without question, he was their best pitcher last year. And from everything I have heard, he was like a first one in, last one out guy. Obviously, he had all that shit last spring with that chick, and he's been absolved of that. And he like was an angel in the clubhouse, and he was like trying his damnedest, from what I understand, to like be that guy, to be like, hey assholes, like, we're all fucking better than this, let's go play better. And he was one on the mound. His body language was excellent, especially when he was going through all that shit last year. Like, he should, like, if he would have been the one to have all that piss poor body language like Mancada did, or like Giolito did in a lot of his starts, then like I would have kind of understood it, considering what was going on in his off the field life. He was one guy, he probably was so fucking happy to get the fuck out of here, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure
Like,
Hendricks is too.
Yeah.
Hendricks too. Well, he's.
I mean, his
pretty much
situation
done.
obviously was
different. Yeah.
different. But and our Hendricks is coming back too. Kyle
Yep.
Hendricks.
That's
he picked
who
up-
I thought you were.
yeah, he picked-
I was like, wait, Hendricks
Talking
is.
about
And
Gomes,
Stroman out.
Stroman.
Yeah.
out.
That surprised me.
Well, because it was his option.
Yeah.
And he was so bad from June on,
Right.
and hurt and terrible, that you would think, like,
He's a
just
douche.
Give me,
Yeah.
everyone fucking hates him. Give me the, what was it, 22, 21 million? Something
Whatever,
like that.
yeah.
21.
Like, you would think that he would just take that, try to up his value. But
I don't know. Starting
He'll
pitching,
get more than
man.
21
yeah,
on the
exactly.
open market for
Starting
sure,
pitching is
probably.
fucking people.
Yeah.
So the
Scarce.
Cubs were like, yeah, we have no interest in bringing him back.
Yeah,
Be
that's
interesting
that
how
was
they
reported by
called-
Nightingale. So
Yeah, true.
I mean, so who really knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
good point.
like
Fair,
2 minutes
fair.
before fucking Counsell was announced by the Cubs. It was more like an hour, but Nightingale said he's either going back to Milwaukee or going to the Mets. I mean, you guys all know
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I
I've
think
been
he's
telling you that.
He's
like-
one of the best parts of baseball Twitter.
I'm a Bob Nightingale defender. You guys know that.
I love Bob Nightingale.
Yeah. But he is like, I don't know if you guys follow, you know, the stock guy Kramer, Jim Kramer. He's like, friends
Oh,
with
yeah,
Borderline.
yeah.
He's like another guy like that he's become like an internet meme too, where it's like, if you do the opposite of what you said, you're up like higher than Congress.
Yeah.
Like, you just kill it. And Nightingale, yeah, he's the best. He's the best. So, by being the worst.
Yeah, we could move it to the Bears on that note tonight. Big game: Carolina Panthers, Chicago Bears.
Our QB1 is back.
Yeah,
I
City's been buzzing.
Tyson Bagent.
Yeah, this is it's quite the scenario here, where it's a game we want to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got a notification an hour ago. Justin Fields' thumb has not been cleared to return. meaning
Correct.
Tyson. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bajan's
You knew
playing.
that?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Playing.
Bayesian season once again.
I didn't realize that was sarcasm.
And
Fourth
this is very plausible. This week he goes off for 325 and
they're
3 tutties.
Yeah, I think they're gonna kill him.
No, I'm scared.
Why?
The chief curse.
Yeah, you're such a fucking mush, dude.
But at this
And
point,
I
it
laid a
doesn't matter.
hammer.
I don't think.
I laid a hammer on the
No,
Bears.
you want to win.
I laid a
Yeah,
hammer
they're
on the
gonna.
Bears.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. It's at home.
It's gotten close to the
Yeah, but
point
it's
where
still
it
the
doesn't
NFL.
totally matter, but you want to win.
No, I think they're well. I saw it was like some AI algorithm plugged in the rest of the way, and they had the Bears finishing with they would have the second pick. That would be Carolina's pick, and the Bears, their own pick, would be the 6th pick. So they'd be picking 2 and 6 in the draft.
Yeah, because that's the thing right now. I don't know. I don't see the Giants winning again with
The
DeVito.
Patriots are fucking dog
They'll
shit.
win again though.
Yeah.
The Patriots will win again.
That's true. They got That's
like they're
Well,
like
right.
Bill Belichick ain't going 2-15.
Cardinals are going to be very interesting because they're getting Murray
Yeah,
back.
he's
soon,
coming back.
But they're in tank mode. So
Yeah, they're looking for
I'm
that
just-
first pick too. They want to get away from Murray.
Yeah.
So like,
I'm just really
the
worried.
Bears are in like the same spot kind of.
Really worried about the Giants with Tommy DeVito. That's
they
a
did sign
don't-
Matt Barkley today.
yeah, but
He's
we'll
still alive. He's not
Yeah.
like in a nursing home.
Nope,
We'll see how much difference that does. I mean, it's got to do something.
they're terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll see. I did lay a whopper on the Bears, so
What's their line?
it was 3.5. It's 4 at the time of this recording. But
I
bumped it to 3.
I think it's gonna be one of those games the Bears win by 40.
This
I
is
need
where
to cancel the bet.
this
I
is-
need to
so
cancel the
this
bet.
fade
But
yourself.
this is where the Civil War starts then. Because if Bajan comes out and looks awesome,
That's what I'm anticipating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because this
it-
is the
it
kind of
had
team he
been-
could carve up,
Totally.
right? Yeah.
what?
Nothing.
It is. It is.
yeah.
That- you know that's going to be a thing on Twitter. I don't even really care anymore, to be honest. Like, I made my point. I don't even care who because I don't think either. I've said
No,
this
yeah.
weeks ago too. I don't think either one of them are going to be the QB1 for next year.
Bajan,
He'll be
Yeah.
the backup.
Yeah,
and they'll
which-
fucking get Drake May, and that'll be that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a fun day, nonetheless.
Yeah.
We'll be at Barstool River North tonight watching. So if you want to come by,
Please
and
do.
ride out the misery with us. Panthers,
No,
Bears.
He's throwing for what 325 and 4 touchdowns. We'll have
Yeah.
fun watching that. So they
I
have
also
to win this game.
I
We're not
want
rooting for losses
to
tonight.
clarify that I would not be surprised if he threw for like 240 and a touchdown and 3 picks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides that, the other Bears notes was Roquan Smith said it was bittersweet to get traded from the Bears. He said it, but if I would have stayed there, honestly, I wouldn't have been able to compete for a title anytime soon. Man, it makes me so happy just knowing my career is not going down the drain in the sense of playing somewhere where I'm not truly competing for a title. No Bears fan should be mad about that
No,
because it's
no.
100% accurate.
Yeah.
And we should have
Are
signed the
Bears
fucking
fans,
guy.
are people pissed at that?
It
I don't
doesn't
know.
even
I-
me. It doesn't even read as spiteful. It's
No.
just like saying
It's-
what it
it's-
is.
yeah.
It's just facts.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's facts.
There's no nice way of saying it.
Yes, exactly.
Can you call him up right now?
Eddie
he
Bears.
He might be at practice. I texted him when I was in Athens,
Yeah.
and I was
Knowing
like,
Did
your
he get
guys,
back?
knowing your guys' relationship, you'll just randomly run into him tonight.
Yeah.
I might.
Yeah. No, he's the best.
Did he
I
get
just
back?
fact. What?
Did he get back?
Yeah, I forgot what he said. I sent him like a video. I mean, I was
You were obliterated.
Yeah.
I was pretty hammered.
He
You were
was.
obliterated.
I
Was that
said-
before or after you called me?
That was before. I said Athens rules with a video of the street. And
It was the
texted me
Halloween
back.
party, right?
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Monday. He texted me back. He
Yeah.
said, "You know it, LOL."
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a man, and I'm happy that he is still. I'm happy he's where he is
Yeah.
because the Ravens are a fucking
They're good.
juggernaut,
awesome.
Yeah. And he's a fucking star.
and he deserves it. And
Yeah.
I wish we had him and not Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah.
And Ryan Poles should be ashamed about that.
Yeah.
He fucked
And
that
I'm
up,
happy
didn't he?
though too. I'm really happy that history will reflect well on it too, because we were all still in the corner of like, hey, I wanted Roquan.
Yeah.
You know, we were all. Don't get me wrong. I was like, all right, hey, I'm going to trust Poles, and I was.
You get 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
I reluctantly budged on this. I reluctantly budged on it, but all Bears fans were like, oh, and I was like, what? The linebacker? Linebacker doesn't mean anything anymore.
I wonder if this is one of those decisions where Poles is like, fuck, because that was his first real decision.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
I heard the thing was it was his first real decision, and he didn't want to make himself like bullied or weak
Yeah.
because it was.
First guy just gave him whatever he wanted.
Yes, exactly.
Because he signed for about supposedly what the Bears were offering.
Yes,
in Baltimore.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why it's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's a scheme fit. It's a scheme fit. Like we will look back and Roquan,
But like that-
Roquan will be our Greg Olson again.
Yeah.
like it will be the same
And then
thing.
like the other piece
Because of Marks, yeah.
Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
piece of
Yeah.
that is like he got the Roquan deal done right before he did the Claypool deal. So it's like the Bears got like the 58th pick or whatever for Roquan, and the Bears gave up the 33rd pick.
Yeah.
For Clay. So it's like,
Yep.
could you have, even if you had just swapped like, hey, Bears are getting the 33rd pick, you guys
It
are
would
getting
have
the
made
50,
it a lot
we're giving
easier
you
to
the Ravens.
stomach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But and then Claypool's gone for what, a 6th or 7th.
Whatever. I couldn't believe they even got
8 months
that.
later, 10 months later. So yeah, brutal.
No,
Absolutely brutal.
It's one of those things where I do hope we talked about earlier, where we get better, where we realize like, hey, not every GM is infallible the second they make a move.
Yep.
Because we do get in that culture where it's
Totally.
like, oh, what do you mean? Like, he knows what he's doing. You guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And you're just naturally inclined to trust it. But I felt in my moment, I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And I was pretty positive, but I was like, all right, like, I see why.
Well-
but like in the end, like in my head, I'm like, dude, why are we trading this guy?
And going back to the thing we were talking about, the White Sox, like the loser culture, Roquan and Monty,
They weren't losers.
on
Yes,
each
yes.
side of the ball, like they were guys who were kind of culture tone setter kind of guys
Oh,
who
yeah.
did everything the right way, and it's like you want guys like that
You
established.
look at
like
Monty.
Yeah.
He goes to Detroit. They draft a
Stud.
fucking top 10 running back, Jahmyr Gibbs. Jameer
Monty's
Gibbs
the
isn't
guy.
even really playing.
Not really. I think Monty got hurt.
Monty got hurt and he played really well in
Yeah.
that game. So I'm interested to see how
everybody plays two backs.
the
now,
carry
too.
share goes now. Yeah,
But that, like, when they had what's his face, the Lions coach, they were asking about it, and he's like, Monty's our guy. Like he was just like
He's
I don't give a fuck
Campbell.
about Jameer
good.
Gibbs.
I'm happy for Montgomery.
Yeah.
He deserves to play for a coach like
Yeah.
Dan Campbell, who will have his back.
Appreciate him like that. Yeah,
Exactly.
Can I tell you the other quote that pissed me off though is the
Yeah.
Getsy one. Like that to me, like I know it might be a meatball thing where he's like the offense. He's talking about like he was questioned about who's going to start Bajan or Fields. He's like, well, the offense is not going to change that much, no matter who's in there. And it's like, how the fuck can that be possible? Like they're two wildly different guys. Like they should have different. They have different skill sets. So they should have different game plans to get the best out of both of them. And it's like that quote right there made me be like, well, you should be fired like now. Like you should leave that press conference and like you should be fired immediately because you should be putting whoever you have as a quarterback in the best possible position to succeed. And it does feel like, and you said this earlier in the year, where it's like you believe Fields can, with the right coach, can be successful in the NFL.
John Harbaugh.
Whoever. Yeah, they completely changed. They went from Flacco to Lamar.
And he was an MVP.
Yeah, and because they radically changed their whole offense. And it's like, well, I'm fucking Aaron Rodgers quarterback coach, so we're going to run what we ran up there. Like, that's fucking stupid. That irritated me.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, any last notes, anything? I mean,
I don't like this hockey team.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're pussies. Same thing,
That's
basically.
good.
Yeah, I don't think they compete that hard. I'm like, I was really looking forward to a team where it's going to be fun to watch, even if they're losing, because I'm like, just work hard, score some goals, lose 5-3. They're becoming a hard team to watch.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So we getting Fantilli or whatever?
No, it's not Fantilli. He already got drafted.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it's an Italian name.
It's Celebrini. Yeah.
Celebrini, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's going to be hard to be worse than the Sharks, but
They haven't won yet, right?
they finally won one
They're
game.
so bad.
They lost back-to-back games where they gave up 10 goals apiece.
Yeah.
I did not know
It's
that.
like
That's
a record.
I've never.
Is Logan
Yeah.
Couture still there?
Who?
Logan Couture?
Yeah.
That's like
It's sad.
Like, is he still good?
I don't even know.
Like, can he get traded? He
He
deserves
can
to
get he's got, I think he's owed still a lot of money.
Really?
But he was like a great player, like the best player on those teams, and they got very close for like a decade. They were good, and he was a big part of that. Yeah, let's see what he's. Looks like he might be hurt. Yeah, Logan Couture is on long-term IR, but he's making $8 million a year for the next
3 years.
3 years after this year.
Yeah.
So,
Tough.
and he's 34. Yeah, he's cooked. Like that's the end of him. Sad. He was a great player.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well,
I don't like
hopefully
that though. If you're a fucking if you're fighting for your NHL or any sport life, work hard.
Oh, he
Like be a
works hard.
prick. No, I'm not talking about Couture. I'm talking about the Hawks.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. Like that, they got all these young guys, and they signed Perry and Foligno to be like kind of like the tougher guys, the culture
Yeah,
center
you're right.
guys. Y'all got to just work hard, And so it's like I thought it was weird. They didn't want to bring Patrick Kane back because they didn't want everybody to defer to Kane. Was like the line. They all defer to Bedard, who's fucking 18, hasn't done shit. It's like it's weird to watch. It's gotten a little bit better on that front, but it's like a weird, I don't know. I haven't really enjoyed watching them aside from that Vegas game, I don't think I've had fun really watching them much at all the whole year. And I did not see the Florida game. They won the Florida game at home, but we were at Wishfest, so.
Patience.
Yeah, no, I mean it's year one of this, but it's like you still want to see like those like kernels of an identity in it, like the last group had. Like the last group, they were bad that first year, Taves and Kane's rookie year, but they were like very competitive. Like Duncan Keith was a prick, and Versteeg and Bolin, and it's like, all right, like these guys, they got the right. I don't know if they'll win. Like I didn't think they would win that way, but like they got the right stuff to be. They're going to be a tough team, and this team is not tough.
Yeah.
That's something you can control, Ed.
Yeah.
I do think you're kind of born with that to a degree. You're born.
Yeah, you are.
Often,
but you can also control that to a degree.
Yeah. You should be able to predict an effort or whatever that expression
Effort
is.
shouldn't go in slumps.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right, then. Well, we're taking off. We're going to the Invitational right now. Shout out to you. You'll be in Gainesville.
Yeah, I'll be in Gainesville.
Gainesville. Who do they play this weekend?
I believe it's LSU.
Nice.
But,
have fun.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Danny?
I mean, the Bulls are so bad. The top story is still probably the red court. I had to put on tanning glasses at halftime for that.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Tom, our producer, was there. He said it looked cool in person. It probably did, but just something on the screen with the lighting, I was blinded.
What did you make of our boys? Quote,
oh, God. Oh, who?
Pat Bev. It's like they're bullshitting over there.
Call out Zach LaVine already.
Yeah.
I tweeted that guy to pass with under 20 seconds left plus 10 billion. It's unbelievable. Yeah. But yeah, they don't deserve our time.
They're bad.
It's that's the common theme of the whole city. They don't deserve our time.
Yeah, this could have been a 5-minute podcast.
I had the Cubs do.
The
Cubs do.
If they can't just have
no. But that is a good indicator of where this team wants to be.
If it is a statement of intent and and that that could be a tiebreaker if the money's equal, but you can come play in Wrigley Field for Craig Counsell. Then sure.
For sure. All right, then. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thank you for watching. That's it for today. Be back on Tuesday. We will see you then.